Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum.
Dear students, this is Femida Chana, lecturer zoology from Government Girls Degree College, Moro. Dear students, today I am going to deliver a lecture about phylum Platyhelminthes and phylum Nematoda.
Phylum Platyhelminthes is also known as flatworms. Phylum Platyhelminthes is a Greek word platyhelminthes. Platy means flat, helminthes means worms. About 15,000 species of platyhelminthes are found around the world. General characteristics of phylum Platyhelminthes: they are soft bodies, flat, ribbon-shaped worms. They resemble the cnidarians like larva planula larva. They have mouth which open into gut, but they haven't anus. They are acoelomate, it means they haven't body cavity. They are bilateral symmetrical, it means their body divided into two equal halves without any main axis. They are triploblastic animals, it means they have a three body layers: ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm, with organ and organ system. They contain network of excretory tubules with a large number of ciliated protonephridia. Word protonephridia means first kidneys, because pro means first. Nephridia concerned with the kidney or excretion. These moving cilia look like a flickering flame, hence called flame cells. They are mostly hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means those animals which have both sex in one individual is known as hermaphrodite, with complex life cycle which may include many larval stages. They are mostly external or internal animal parasites of animals. It means they are endoparasites, they depend on the host internally, and the external parasites or exoparasites are those which depend on the host outer covering. These parasites complete their life cycle in one host, therefore these are known as monogenic. Some of them are diagenic, it means those in parasites which complete their life cycle in two hosts. Body system of platyhelminthes: digestive system. They possess incomplete digestive system because they have only one opening which serve as both as mouth and anus. They have a diverticula, they help in a digestion. These are the intestinal branches of any platyhelminthes like a planaria. Excretory system of platyhelminthes: the excretory system consists of branching tubes ending in bulb-like cells. They is known as phlegm cells. Respiratory system: they haven't respiratory system organs, but their respiration takes place through the process of diffusion. Diffusion means the process in which movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration. Locomotion: they are free living. In the form of free living, they are motile. They move by cilia present on the undersides of the body. In parasitic form, their movement is destructive and they have hooks for the attachment with the host body. Reproduction: platyhelminthes reproduce both sexually and asexually. Asexually, they are reproduced by fission, in which animal constrict in the middle into two parts or pieces, each of which regenerate the missing part through the regeneration. Sexually reproduction: the sexual reproduction of species of hermaphrodites of platyhelminthes. The hermaphrodite organisms are defined before that. Development: development may be direct or indirect. When development is indirect, the larva is present and their larva is like a coelenterate larva is known as planula larva. Nerve system: a well developed nerve system is present as compared to the cnidarians and platyhelminthes. It is in the form of either simple network of nerve or ganglia. Sensory organs are present in the interior end called auricles. These are the light detectors. Reduced organs for that system, respiratory system and circulatory system, are absent and their organs are not present in platyhelminthes.
This figure shows, dear students, about the systems of planaria. This one is the eye spot of planaria, they are help in sight. This one is the auricle or sense organ of planaria, they help in light detection. This one is a pharynx extending through the mouth, they help in a digestion. They are gastrovascular cavity. They are help in digestion also. They are ovaries or female reproductive part. These are the testes, male reproductive parts. Here, these are the transverse nerves of any plane area. This one is the brain. These are the ventricle nerve cord of plane area. These are the tubules of protonephrida. These are the phlegm sac. They are help in excretion. These are the cilia of phlegm cells. Let's move to start a classification of platyhelminthes or classes of platyhelminthes. These are three classes in the phylum according to their mode of living style or according to the first year syllabus of zoology: Turbellaria, Dermatoda and Cestoda. These are the three basic classes of platyhelminthes which are studied in this class. First class is Turbellaria. Word turbella is a taken that word. It means a little stink. These are free living mostly. They are mostly live in a fresh water. Their structure is a flat-like. Most of them are flat structure like a planaria. They haven't hooks, but they have a cilia. Dermatoda is a second class. Word terma, it means whole cavity of sucker. They may be ectoparasite. It means those parasites which depend on the a host body and harmful for the host body, but its outer surface. They are not go inside the host body. Endoparasites are those which are act within the host body, that is known as endoparasites or intracellular parasites. Their example is sheep liver fluke or fasciculi heptica. Now third class is Cestoda. Word Cestoda, it means ribbon. Idios means like. They are a ribbon shaped like. They are mostly endoparasite. They haven't any alimentary canal. Their body is a ribbon shape. Their example is beef tapeworm, Tinea. Here are some example according to their classification, and a class's name is showing also this figure. This one is a planaria that belongs to the class Turbellaria. Here this one is a liver fluke that belongs to the class Dermatoda, and this is tapeworm and that belongs to the class Cestoda. They all about the platyhelminthes. I hope, dear students, you understand very well about platyhelminthes. Dear students, let's start another phylum. That phylum is Nemathoda or Nemathelminthes. There are species about 20,000 species according to the first year syllabus, but in different websites and different books, 23,000 species of Nematoda are found around the world. General characteristics of Nematoda. Before that, going to the brief intro about Nemathelminthes word Nemathelminthes is taken from a Greek two words. Nema means thread, helminthes means worm. It means they are thread-like worms. They are round worms because they have a tapering pointing ends present in their body. Now the general characteristics. They are unsegmented roundworms, but their body have a pointed ends. They are mostly free living. Some of them are the parasites also. About 50 species of Nematoda are human parasites. These are bilateral symmetrical. What do you mean by bilateral symmetry? Before that lecture, you know about the bilateral symmetrical also, but here I am also define it. Those animals which body divided into two equal half without any axis, that is known as bilateral symmetrical organism or animals. They are pseudocoelomate. It means they haven't true body cavity. They are triploblastic. It means those which have a three body layers: ectoderm, outer layer of the body; endoderm, inner layer; mesoderm, middle layer of the body. Nematodes have a well developed digestive system because it have a complete digestive system. It have a mouth and anus also. But nematodes haven't circulatory system. The nematodes reproduce sexually as well as asexually. Some nematodes are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means those individuals which have a both sex present in a one individual, that is known as hermaphrodite. They also possess the process of fertilization and found in both type of fertilization, external as well as internal present in it. In nematodes, development is indirect and the larval stage is present in their life cycle. They are diagenic, most of them parasite. What do you mean by diagenic parasites? those parasites which complete their life cycle in a two host, that is known as diagenic parasites. Now let's start the systems of nematodes. Start from a digestive system in nematodes. The digestive system is the form of alimentary canal with two openings. The opening at the interior end is known as mouth, through which food is taken inside the body, and the opening at the posterior end, that is known as anus, through which undigested food is removed out the body of nematodes. In parasite nematodes, the digestive system is very simple. A simple fluid-filled space is present between the body wall and alimentary canal of nematodes. Now, the excretory system of nematodes. Here, showing the excretory pores. That one is excretory duct. There, in the nucleus, there are posterior longitudinal excretory canal, and these are the interior excretory canal. That is the excretory system of nematodes. The nematodes have a network of excretory tubules, a tube which transfer the much of the solid waste towards the anus of any nematode worm. The nematode is one of the simplest creatures to have two openings for excretion. Here showing the interior excretory canal and a posterior. It means they have a two opening rather than one is a similar developed in other organisms or developed organisms. Dimorphic, that is a condition only shown in this phylum nematodes, that is condition in which a species is sexually dimorphic, such as a male is smaller than female, that is known as dimorphic. What dimorphic means, di means two, morph means form. It means in nematodes have a two form, male is a smaller form and female have a larger form. That is showing in this form. It is a male, it is a smaller in size, it is a female, and that is larger size than a male, that is known as dimorphic, and that is observed in Ascaris. Some parasitic example of nematodes. Hookworm. The hookworm is a parasite of human small intestine. It is a very dangerous because it holds the villi of intestine. Villi of intestine help in the absorption of food and suck blood and body fluid. During feeding, they produce an anticoagulant to prevent the clotting of blood, and after feeding, leave the wound bleeding. In children, it causes severe anemia and retard physical and mental growth. That is hookworm, and that is effect on the intestine of human beings. Now, discuss about pinworm and other example of nematode. Pinworm are parasite in the human cecum, colon and appendix. That is a very important point. Their movement cause intense itching of anus, inflammation of mucous membrane of colon and appendix, resulting in insomnia and a loss of appetite. What do you mean by insomnia? It means lack of sleep. Loss of appetite, it means no feel of hunger. Some parasitic example continue about. Third example is Wuchereria, that cause a disease in human being, that is known as filariasis, and that condition cause that is known as elephantiasis. Now let's start the Wuchereria. They are found in a thread worm like structure. Wuchereria is transmitted by blood sucking mosquito and inhabit the lymphatic vessel of man and any animal, where it produces a disease that is known as filariasis, and that cause a condition that is known as elephantiasis. And elephantiasis, inflammation of legs, arms and other body parts takes place, that is known as inflammation. This figure shows the condition elephantiasis, in which inflammation of legs due to filariasis, and that filariasis caused due to Wuchereria. Why the inflammation of legs takes place, and showing this figure because the lymphatic system is affected by the Wuchereria. Here are some example of nematodes showing like Ascaris, Wuchereria, Enterobius, and Cyclostoma are hookworm. They are all about nematodes. Dear students, I hope you understand about phylum Platyhelminthes and nematodes. Please share your feedback or comments. Thanks to all.